Who are water builders? For thousands of years across different civilizations, you had individuals that were tasked with observing, studying any water body that was beneath them, that was by their territory, that was around them, whatever water body, even the one that fell from above. These individuals, they paid key attention to these water bodies. And they had so much respect for these water bodies. They saw water as an infrastructure. They saw water as a civilization. And so when you look at the Egyptians, they had Nilometers, right? Measuring the water levels, floods, and they would use this to plan ahead of time. Stairways built into the river Nile, right? You look at the Persians, right? Ancient Persia, they had the Munakanis, people who had the instinct ability to dig a kind of well, a kind of tunnel, even under mountains, to cause water through gravity also, right? These things they built was not against gravity. These things they built was leveraging the forces of nature to steward and benefit from the power of any water body. Back then, their only struggle was with access to fresh water. Today, our struggle is beyond access to fresh water. We are grappling with flash floods, hurricanes, all kinds of floods that are claiming the lives of a lot of people every year, especially now with rising sea levels hitting coastal cities. In Africa alone, in Abidjan, in Accra, and Lagos, a lot of people have died. And in China, you turn on the news, and from January to December, there is one country in each continent that is grappling flooding, and it's costing millions and billions of dollars. Even though the government in these territories, the scientists and the researchers are doing a fantastic job, I believe that some of the solutions to this insistent flooding that happens every year might be found in studying civilizations from hundreds of years and thousands of years ago. The keys are as simple as not building against the forces of nature, building with gravity, not trying to contain water, but trying to realign water. A king in Sri Lanka in the 12th century passed a decree that every drop of water must have its purpose before it hits the sea. And so, could it be that in today's world we need water builders? And water builders, for them, they were not just specialists. They were not people who had to do a 4-year course and get a PhD before they could speak on how water should be built around. They were curious, they were observant, and they were willing to try. I believe personally that the solutions we need in terms of solving the problems we have when it comes to flooding and etc. will not all come from the government or the higher places of power, but it would come from locals like me and you who are willing to study and observe the streams, the rivers. We have hundreds of thousands of rivers, right? For example. So imagine studying those rivers, observing them, measuring the river bank, right? And then volunteering, right? There are volunteering opportunities, volunteering that data. If we do this, we would have millions of water builders who are saying, you know what, we believe that despite global warming and then trying to like cut down on the carbon emissions, we can study the infrastructure of water, the civilization of water in each of our local environments, and build with it instead of trying to contain it. So instead of trying to having dams, now dams can be good, but there are times that we build infrastructure in a bid to contain water and then it backfires. I'll give you an example with in some territories, even here in Africa, you have companies that reclaim water bodies and they reclaim it and turn it into land, and that in a way backfires, right? Now, you've also had a lot of civilization that have lived on water bodies. The question is, how did they live on those water bodies? Even till today, there are communities that live on water, right? Did they reclaim and turn that water body, a part of it, into land, or did they build on it? And that's the key. The key here is for us to respect nature, for us to build with nature, for us to collaborate with nature, for us to be one with nature. I believe strongly that if we are able to do these things, we would be saving lives, saving infrastructure, and saving homes, and ensuring that floods do not harm people, but they come and then they go. Thank you.